Wow. Oh, hello there. How you doing? How am I? Well, I'm very good, thank you. Because today we'll be checking out the new Sony A1. Very lucky to get our hands on it. But you know what? Let me run you through the specs later in this video. For the Sony Alpha one, this camera is a culmination of the cameras that Sony has released in the past 3 years, with the R series, the S series, and the A9 series as well. So for you photographers out there, I think you'll be happy to know that this guy right here shoots 50.1 megapixels at 30 frames per second, zero blackout. And in terms of the video specs, it shoots 8K, 30 frames per second, 4K at 120, as well as an improved S Cinetone color matrix. Wow, that kangaroo sure does jump fast. No, I'm kidding, you don't see kangaroos around here in Sydney. But the Sony A1, I'm delighted to announce that it has the world's first OLED viewfinder that does 240 frames per second refresh rate. And that is ridiculously smooth. For those of you that really do rely on autofocus, I can confirm that this system is really quick, very reliable, and now that it also does focus on obviously animals, but more so the inclusion of birds. So for anyone out there doing some bird photography, this is perfect for you. Well, story time. Traditionally speaking, there's been a great divide between speed and resolution. Now, the Sony A1 is able to come across this barrier through this new design that they have. The use of a BIONZ XR processor, as well as a stack sensor, which they call the Exmor RS CMOS sensor. Now, what this is able to do is bring both speed and resolution together, providing you with that awesome auto focusing, increase in terms of reliability and quickness. When the Sony A1 is plugged into an external monitor with an HDMI cable, you can shoot up to 16-bit RAW, as well as 8K at 30 frames, and 4K 120p with 10-bit external 422 recording, or 422 10-bit external recording. Also, if you shoot in S-Log3, you'll be able to shoot up to 15 stops of dynamic range with the S Cinetone color matrix. This will be ideal for anyone who would like to use this as a behind-the-scenes camera or a B-cam for those who are already using the Sony FX series. Without further ado, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna just go take some photos and videos. Alright, so we've just finished shooting outside and now we're in the studio. Here are a couple of shots that we've taken today. One from the Sony A1 and one from another Sony camera. So I want you to comment down below which one you think was the Sony A1 footage. While you guys are thinking about that, let's check out some additional specs that the A1 provides. The Sony A1 now actually provides, never seen before, it's the world's first flicker-free electronic and mechanical shutter. As well as that, on top of that, it's got a flash sync with electronic shutter, which is also a world's first in terms of being able to shoot up to 1/400th of a second, as opposed to its traditional 1/250th of a second when syncing to flashlights and speed lights. Now, this is gonna come in very handy for those who are shooting sports, any action that requires high frames per second. And now for the physical side of things, the Sony A1 provides a very comfortable and familiar ergonomic grip and design like to its other predecessor. If you look around the side here, it does provide 2 CF Express card slots as well as 2 stock standard SD card slots. That's the US H2s to be more specific. All right, now moving on from the card slot section over onto the left-hand side, as you can see over here. The first up, we've got the microphone port, and the next up, we've got the headphone jack. And then down here, we've got the full HDMI output, which, like we did say before, you can record up to 16-bit RAW on an external monitor. And then down here, you've got your classic USB-C that you can transfer files directly to your phone for both stills and movies. And then moving down from those ports, over here, you've got your Ethernet port. that allows you to transfer also movies and stills to up to 1 gigabyte per second, which is insane. And also you've got your PC sync port right here that allows you to sync between your flash as well as your shutter. And then down here, you've got your micro USB for your classic cable release. And moving on, let's have a look at new Sony's menu system and see what they've done to it. Well, first of all, let's just look through, as you can already see, image quality, like the file formats. You can change your stock standard stuff, like movie settings, raw footage. Now let's go back. So even like color and tones, you can change your picture profiles. For example, picture profile number 9. You can shoot in S-Log3, which is what we talked about before. Back to the menu, and then as you can already see, so if you do look, you can go into the Wi-Fi settings to connect to your phone for ease of access as well, to transfer data if need be. And also in the very first menu setting here, you can customize your buttons, if you will, by adding items, checking out which one you would like to do it to, such as these little buttons C1 and C2. Well, there we go, guys. As you can see, the amount of features that is just packed into something so small that we can fit into our backpack today and available to consumers, I think that in itself is pretty crazy, and it kind of screams out 2021, here we are. Now, for those of you, if you guys want to find out more information, make sure you check out in the link description below. And make sure you like and subscribe, share the content if you will, and also comment what's your favorite section or favorite part about this camera, you know, that you would benefit from. As well as don't forget to follow us on Instagram, as we do very frequent giveaways. Most likely every Friday from now on, we will be giving out something, so make sure you stay tuned on that and follow us there. All right, without further ado, we'll see you in the next one.